What is up? This is Workbringer, and today we're looking at the Other Side 10. My first time doing a 10 here. This is my pre-planning meeting. I dropped the markers ahead of time, and everyone stands where you're gonna go, right? It's not massively important, but you know, you could take the seconds at the end, but it's a little bit of a savings here, especially if things are tight. So, this is a pug. Don't know this team. I'm not double pulling, okay? So it's you can pretty easily pull this downstairs and save time. However, what I tend to do here now, especially on the old spiteful affix where the shades come after, I'm watching who's kicking. They're kind of seeing my markers that I'm putting out for the first time, right? Let scribe go first of all. It's not a huge deal. It's Lotus that you don't want going up at here. And then I want to see what people do for the shades. Like, what's the thought, you know? Okay, so we see Frost Nova. And with Frost Nova, if you know you don't touch them after, they'll stay there the whole time pretty much. So I run right in. I should pop big defensives here. I didn't, so it's a little sketch. I should be in a huge defensive right now. Ardens is not enough. I should go right into Guardians and Life Cocoon. So thank you. I think that our healer realized that before I did. This first pull and the pull, I know that the pull after is basically one shot. It's global for me. I can be global killed, like 100 health, turn around, dead. On the next pull, it's kind of the same here. It's not as dicey. It's not as fast anyway. Those shades, run. Frost Nova, run. That's enough. If you Frost Nova and run, look how many stairs there are. They're not going to catch us, right? So. Everyone's right on me. That's lovely. Very good. I mean, I should be the slow one. I'm a paladin for F's sake. Okay, so that first pull, I should have Guardians immediately, but you know, low key, I'm holding it for this, and I take a moment of pause. I don't tell them I'm scared for my life, but I'm scared for my life. Oh, we're waiting for Toll, so we wait. No pressure. Whatever. Wait. No pull timer. If I was lead, I might have DBM timed it or something. We go right in. I've marked the Death Speaker. The most important thing now is I've already immuned. I'm already immune to damage here, so any of these spells I'm eating, I'm just eating it. That's fine. There's Erupting Darkness. It's hard to tell where they're pointing. To be honest, it could have been facing me and I didn't know. But in that case, I would have been blown up the stairs, worst case, is the way that I was thinking about it, because you can get blown off the side. I know from experience. We're letting a lot of casts go off from the Shadow Speaker. That should have. We need to interrupt as much as possible here. However, this is going fine. Erupting Darkness. It is sometimes tricky to tell what's going on because all the nameplates cover her. Or him. I don't know. But yeah, so all the nameplates cover the boss, and then it's like, which way are they pointing? I don't know. And we run away from the spites. We have a Frosty. Oh, no. Oh, I almost went upstairs. So that's the normal route. I freaked everybody out. This is the +10 route, however. So you kill that pack, and we kill the next platform too. And that'll set us up for Prideful on every boss. And I yell, pot. And the pot will stop the enrage right there. Boom, interrupted, right? And then we get some nice free time to hang out with our favorite troll boss with a scary mask on that haunts my nightmares. He will eventually rage, but we kill him with, like, you know, he's got like 1 second of rage, right? Boom. But look at the damage. Whole raid's half health, and that's he didn't even really do it yet. Okay. So we're coming into this pack. We obviously do not want the patrol, the other big red. That would be a disaster. So would pulling those other two here. However, I believe this is Pride. And I have a macro now that I spam. When the pack we're on is Pride and has multiple mobs in it, if I can time Prideful to be killing one mob, that's always ideal. Almost never happens. Not usually the case. This should be Pride. There it is, upstairs. So all these shades, right? We want to take Pride away because those shades will just die, just run away. Perfect Ring of Peace. They'll never make it to us. Okay, everyone on their A game, right? So we're just trying to keep Pride away from the shades on Spiteful. It's actually one of the most annoying ones, but I can imagine that tornadoes here is not fun either. Like if the tornadoes really push me off the edge or something. So all the affixes have their challenges for sure. We're kind of sniping each other a little bit with the plus sign, but it's completely livable on a 10. Like I don't really care about getting hit. unless I'm like low health or something, because then I'm stunned and I can't heal or get holy power. These things do bang, but basically the beginning of the other side plus 10 on Fortified is like 3 really hard trash packs right in a row. Looks like a Druid Soothe one. No Hunter with Trank Shot, so if we had a Hunter and a Druid, this pack would be trivial because they would just instantly both be soothed, but going fine so far. I have Arden's back. It's probably safe to pop Arden's here. It's a cheat death as well. And what I'm going to do is, this is the last pack we need to go back, is just take them on the walk. And again, we want to just ditch the shade, right? Don't even drop a Frosty, do something, just chill. Oh, it's raging on us. Like, kill it, right? Run, right? So it's a little bit of a sad pride buff use, but this is the route. This is what everyone does. There really isn't another way that I know. I've never seen anything, and I watch a lot of, 10 and higher Other Side runs. They all are like this. So this is that route. And this is the first time I've done it while executing it and timing it. I've done it before, but we didn't time. So the hard part of this dungeon is actually Ardenweald, and I'll talk you through it. That's the hard part. And I tell people they should know this at a 10. You got to kill these Devoteds. That's number 1. So I Skull and Exum. The Priest does nothing. The Priest does literally nothing. We could she does absolutely nothing. So very clean. If those pop up, those little sneaky Hakkars that come, they're not too painful, but they drop a huge red circle on the room, on the ground that hurts, and that circle is like bigger than the room itself. So it just makes things awkward, and it can be a lot of damage when there's spites and you have to go around. So I'm making the judgment call here. Do we want to YOLO? Looks like we're going to YOLO. We take them together. It's not too bad, right? It's just going to be 2 casters and 2 whirlies. The Hex cannot go off. Someone got it. And looks like I've lost threat on the Bladestorm boy, but really we shouldn't be attacking that thing at this point anyway from melee, right? And if you're ranged, it's not going to hurt you. So I'm losing a little bit of threat here. Borderline. Life Cocoon. Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you. I don't have any major cooldowns, so that's fine. I wonder if they're tracking it. This is the kind of thing that in voice comms, even for pugs, is has been good in my opinion. You'll see on my next plus 10 run that I do, which is Plaguefall, which is one of the hardest ones for me to time. Honestly, not from my point of view, but just fighting a group that knows how to do it, because there's a lot of mechanics, and the route is very careful. At Plaguefall, the route here is not careful. It's pretty much a straight line until Ardenweald. The trash is a little harder. So if you're taking this place on a 10, this is I'll tell you how I think about it. But I don't know what I'm running around here for. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think I'm just looking at the spites. Oh, maybe I'm talking. I asked for the pot to be used, right? And I'm like, pot, like someone please use the pot. Okay, so we got it again. The Priest and the Hexer does literally nothing. We need that's great. Dragon Breath, stun him and kill him, and the pot I think stunned as well at the end. So very good pot timing. Very, very good for the Night Fae user. Thank you, Night Fae player. And yeah, this is not a tricky part at all. But next can go poorly, and that's what I'm becoming like professional at this point is pride timings and how to handle safe pride spawns, right? And what to do in different affixes and right. So generally here so far, okay, I could be in probably a bubble at this point. If you get half health global like that, it's probably time to half health, or I'm sorry, to do some sort of big defensive. I'm not sitting in Consecration, which is kind of a big one, but it's such a kitey kind of fight, and I don't have shield at the moment, so things could be better. I'm not in my main offensives. I'm sorry, mitigations here. But the beginning is also kind of a kite dance, so I just haven't dropped down Consecration yet. I probably would have been in it for a bunch, but it's like, Consecration's a tricky one for me to use when it's a pack like this. And right now what's happening is I am spamming kill evenly into the chat with my macro. I'm like, pride, don't just blow one up, right? So look how evenly they're dying, right? We want them to all die together. There's pride, right? In this timing, it's actually the last one, but in practice, this group, we need to practice it. Practice thinking about it, knowing about it, right? And those should be able to just be like CC'd by Ring of Peace, or do they just die, right? Cool. So unfortunately, I had to kite away from the door, to get away from the spites, but better than someone dying to spites, right? And then sitting in Grievous. So better to live clean than, you know, maximize and try to stay down there. Just not worth it if we die. Plus, we're real quick after. I even have the conduit that makes me quick after I kill a boss. I imagine it procs off of Pride. I don't know. But we're going to lust out of the gate here. No waiting. I'm first out. Thank you, everybody. No pulling. We keep them right on the platform here. There it is. Time warp. Lovely. Let's blow up this snake. I don't know why I spun around there. I'm not sure what the hell that was. I think maybe I thought I had the red circle on me, the dot. Anyway, we're burning so hard with Pride and Time Warp right now. If we were on voice comms, I think the question that goes out from the raid lead, who is usually me, is do you just focus the boss? But we do kill the ads for the blood barrier. Right, in a sense, killing the ads is killing the boss because he gets a blood barrier equal to how much life they have health left. So, you know, if they're alive, it's like, eh. But yeah, that's 2 phase, Hakkar. Not really. No, actually, that's 1 phase, right? What's called the blood barrier, the first phase, he did summon a second round. But that's how you want to do that, for sure. Now, we're getting a little bit carried in a 10 by this Elemental Shaman who did 9k DPS with Pride and Lust. But that person is probably well geared to do 14s. I would assume. Like, again, it's all amped up and whatnot, and I'm the slowest tank in the world. But hey, I got these routes, so it's not been too much of an issue. But yeah, I'm always the last one here. Very long interior runs is not the Paladin's friend for speed, but luckily we can mount up after and you know, get your cooldowns back. That's what I consider these runs, right? Like, I'm gonna have Avenging pretty soon. We've already cleared this trash, and so you kind of front load this place. And I just need to remember, like, I think for me, because like I planned the routes this meticulously. It's like first pull Guardians, right? Into Ardens if you need to, and then for the immediate front pull of the Death Speaker pack, it's Avenger Shield into Shield of the Righteous for mitigation, into Divine Toll, directly into Divine Shield, because you have everyone casting on you, and I'm in melee. Excuse me, I'm in melee. I've been global there on like lower keys than 10. It was like, oh, I did 2 spells and I'm dead. And I'm dead now. It's happened to me multiple times in this dungeon, and anything that's in rage, like those big spinny boys, I'm like, oh, I can like give them a Shield of the Righteous, right? No, they just kill me before I even press it. So, got to take the first couple pulls here very seriously, and then I'm pulling all of this for time. Where I want extra buffer, right? All you have to do is not be in the red thing. Not so bad. Ring of Peace, lovely. Get away. Whoever has that, it just stuns you. So for me, it's not the damage, it's that I'm not getting Holy Power to heal or mitigate, right? So stunning is maybe all classes stunning is bad, but I think it's especially bad for builder spender classes like me, because it just ends my, I guess I have it. Yeah, I'm just trying to hide in the corner. It just kills your ability to live. You know, you're not popping mitigation, you're not doing anything, and it slows it. And versus like I'd have to think about it a little bit. I feel like for certain caster classes, it's not that big a deal, because as long as you have mana, you know, if anything, being stunned probably had a cooldown. So people are going in there. You don't usually go, in my opinion, you don't usually go into the room, but someone's in there having fun. I don't know who. As a very ranged attack heavy tank, I just consecrate to slow, bait the spin, and then, you know, let the range deal with it. But I guess we're a little bit, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people went in there. That's just not how I do these runs almost ever. So we're cleaning this up in reasonable time. We do have spites. We can't really run from these ones, though. I guess you can Frost Nova. But we have to retreat from Haywire, so I'm a little sketched by just completely ignoring them. So I take a second there. But we double pulled technically triple pulled the first one. So, you know, pretty fast. Don't even mess around with Haywire. it's much worse to have to burn like life cocoon or something stupid like that, some huge cooldown on this, than it take a little time. Because the actual most dangerous trash of this corridor, of course, is at the end. And if you've done this on normal, heroic, or mythic below 10, it's like, they're just slimes. Oh no, those slimes are like the healer's worst nightmare. And we'll see how this group handles it, I forget. And then immediately Pride spawns. So that's just, when I'm looking at places, like most Shadowlands dungeons are very linear, and there isn't a ton of route variation. There's a little bit. See, that spike came to get us. Like that's not wipey, but it's not great. So this lubricator, nothing can go off, nothing, no cast. So I skull it, and my macro says stun this, which would normally mean I have first, and I just spam it a couple times because they do this see like this chain really fast, this really fast chaining of it, of those casts. You have to be ready. It's like, just know this thing casts a bunch. So yeah, I'm just like uber spamming it now. I have a lot of macros now that just yell things into pugs. Cool. Got that interrupt. I got that one. Am I hodging that one? I think I tried to hodge that shade, but I think that mage just got it. And burning this boy down. It's going off. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage, that stuff. So it's not like one you want to let go off all too much. You'll see that the middle three people there are sitting in Grievous right now. So, engineer perk. Boom. Turn this shit off. Let's keep going here. Another lubricator. Don't have to worry about the jumpy boys. And do I mark it? It's yeah, just interrupt everything. And they do it like chain cast. It's like cast, and they're all interruptible. So that's kind of cool. Oh, self-cleaning went off for like a little bit, but that's not so bad. Okay. This next pack, I forget. Oh no, look how much damage that is. That's so much. I think it's like probably like not a wipe on a 14, but maybe at this gear level it is for us. Yeah, so I'm trying to help our mage here. Right, there's nowhere to run from them here. I think I take a second to say interrupt. I don't remember. But the other form of that in a pug is to mark all three as equally dangerous. Okay, we know. There's the monk kick. A couple went off. I'm going to try to do some... I haven't used my rebuke yet. Am I going to stun anything? I think I'm giving everyone the shield. There's a stun. There's one from me. And I'm out. I don't have anything else. So, they're all about a third health. And I'm also, at the same time, which I think some people still forget, I'm spamming into the chat pride, kill evenly. Like, you don't want to just kill one, pride pops up, and then we have two left, right? But again, it's the last one. Where y'all going? You thought this party was over? This party's just starting. Here's pride. Here we go. The slimes have started moving in the other room. You can life grip those, or not life grip, you can mass grip that to yourself if you're a Death Knight, to your own demise, or anyone standing near you. This is a pretty safe place to do pride. People have, you kind of get, when the first person gets it, you kind of see the orientation of the plus sign, and if you stand at a diagonal, a staggered diagonal, or straight diagonal, I'd have to draw it to show you, you can't ever get hit. And that's very important to know in tight interiors where you don't have any really room to maneuver. Not very much anyway. So we're going to have pride here. However, you know what's worse than wasting pride? Dying to the slime. I think everyone respects the oil. Don't die to the oil. It doesn't matter. So I have to look into this a bit more. I'm running right in there. So we have a strong 35 seconds of uptime with pride and on no warp. Yo, someone ripped the threat. That Feral ripped the threat. Feral got big burst, right? It feels good to burn him down, right? I don't think that's actually the play. But I'm not so sure what you're supposed to do when you have pride, though. It's like you're just going to rip through him. He dies. I need to look into it a bit more because this is super dicey. They did the stun correctly. I think you're supposed to keep him alive so that you can use the stun on the second phase of her. What's her name? Maleficent. But yeah, so Buzzsaw eats me. Ardens is up. All mitigation up. Shield the Righteous and Consecration still eats me, right? Pumps back up. Monk single target healing, very good. But I think I'm getting stacks of this. I'm not so sure. Buzzsaw again going down. Guardians. Am I Guardians through it? I must have already Guardians. Well, at one point I did Guardians. Another Buzzsaw. I have an immunity. I'm not sure that the righteous at the moment. There it goes. I'm going to heal. Heal, heal, heal. All right. Another Buzzsaw. Ouchies. And I use the immunity. That's not the right time to use the immunity. You use the immunity now. So what happens, I'm not so sure about this. I think those rockets that are coming down, they look like they're dodgeable, but I think they're kind of not. So we've life cocooned a fairly high melee DPS. That's a safe bet. We all know we're going to die here. This is where you save life. This is where you save bubble for. Right? You save bubble for when everyone's kind of dying and like I can push decent DPS, like 2k DPS out. That's when you save bubble for, not Buzzsaw. And so I kind of just continue to remember that. But yeah, close one, right? Very close. I think the mechanics were done incorrectly. I think we were supposed to use Millhouse to stun her during that phase. But it's a DPS race, right? This is why we bring the IO, and this is why we bring the big eye level. You know? That's why we bring him here, because we don't want to carry anybody. We don't want dead weight. If you're not killing that boss real quick, we die. And it's like, oh, cool, fun run. Thanks for the try. Glad we got to learn something. Like, no. Learn about this fight in your 9s and your 8s, right? And yeah, come correct DPS for this place. Yeah. No one pulls. Thank you. Yeah, no pot to save us today. Bust a cooldown. Go ahead and combust on this thing. Now, I'm never sure if standing in it is bad. So I know we have a feral. So I'm just pulling him out, as well as I am also. Yeah, he's like sitting in like a hand of sacrifice, smooth out his damage. Did I lay on hands? Yeah, I think I lay on hands the monk. I'm laying hands at people like crazy. For pride, you know what I mean? It's like I kind of have my feeling about the who needs to live. It's a gut call, of course, when pride's out. And say I can usually live pride. It's almost never an issue. I'm always the last person to die. I have all these runs recorded where like everyone else is dead and I'm still at like 100 health because I just have all these immunities and heals. And so what it comes down to is like I am immune and I can choose one other person to live with me. Lay on hands into Word of Glory. I have a conduit where if I Guardian of Ancient Kings, which is 50% damage reduction myself, I get a free Word of Glory. And, you know, my crit's reasonable, so, like, I crit, like, lay on hands where the glories on people, like, all the time. I don't use a talent for it, either. But, you know, my utility as a healer tank comes into play a lot while we're all kind of low-geared here. So I'm psyching myself up for it. This can be bad, right? So we need to get her down. I silence pull with the shield. She completely still is casting on us and we get her, and still people eat the lotus, but she's not casting right now. And please combust, mage. Oh yeah, look at the mage. Mage knew. Mage is like combust, combust this up. And the Ellie, they know they're stunned. You rip this Death Speaker a new one. Oh my god, I definitely should have died there. I have Ardens up, so like I kind of can't die once. It's like a 8-second cheat death and it's over now, but I lived it. I have immunity back. Okay. Yeah, it would have been nice to have immunity going into that. For basically, like, right after they come back, I would immune through it so that we just even out, right? I have full aggro because of my talent, and it just evens everything out as far as healing goes, right? I have full aggro. DPS can keep doing DPS. They don't have to start running yet or kiting, and my health bar doesn't move, you know, and it just feels sturdy. Right, so people say that paladins are glass cannons, and that was shown in the pack where I didn't have Shield the Righteous up, I didn't have Consecration, and I'm kiting, and yeah, that's squishy, like for sure. But I think it's honestly, we're actually I consider paladins like rock solid, like iron. You know, like you just have to use the cooldowns right. Right, you have the Guardian of the Kings at the front of the big pull. You have to immune at the part where everyone's dying. I cannot die for 8 seconds with perfect aggro on a pack of like, say I 4-pack pull this. I'm just going to 3 pull this, right? This is 3 packs coming together. If I immune in the beginning, it's like I cannot die, which means everyone focus on DPS, right? So that's, and I believe that's what my 14 runs are going to be about. Like when we run into this at a 14, right, for time, we need to have pumpers. I need this fire mage. I need a balance, right? Like I'm deep. Look at my DPS right now. Look at all these shades, rip. What you're supposed to do is you run back into the tunnel. That's my call. I kind of tell the people now. I was like, run in the tunnel. They're slow. They're gonna have to path around. Like, just go back in. So had I done a 4 pull, which would have included this rune stag count, it might have required cooldowns. Notice how I have all mitigation cooldowns at the moment. Ardens, Ancient Kings, and Bubble. So like I could with that I could probably like take the rest of this trash, but I'm gonna chill. Let's just get it down. These spites make this a little sketch. Bursting would probably be a sketch too, but I think at higher keys, as long as I would like to be on voice comms with the healer to let them know. I was like, so guess what's coming? You Iron Bark me in the beginning, and then I Ancient Kings, and then I'll immune, right? And if they're not all dead by then we're all dead. It's basically what happens. And then like a million shades come and we run. But the shades can all be stopped by Typhoon, by Ring, even if there's 50 of them, right? So you can think of them as like just 4 of them, really, and then just run. And we'll have we'll have done this whole pull that I just did in like, I don't know, a minute. We'll do it in 30 seconds, right? But it will take all your cooldowns. So far this has been right down the middle so far, right? So if you're confused in here like I normally am, you kill everything up there, everything. That pack to the right of Spriggans, you kill both moths, you kill the patrol, and this is our next patrol here. However, touch nothing else. Nothing. None of these birds walking around. Those little ones down there, don't run down there. I had to end. I had to run, basically end, because someone decided to jump into the water down there, or did some sort of AoE, and you pull those hatchlings. Hatchlings, you one-shot them, right? Like, what's the big deal? Well, they call the Patriarch, and they call any other bird in the general area, and it's a wipe. It's just, and you can take them to the pot down there. There's a Night Fae pot. Yeah, this is also a pretty safe pred spawn, right? There's a Night Fae pot down there, but it won't save you because, again, unless it's a group that we're talking or I know them and they know the dungeon, like they do 14s, there's like, I think there's 4 packs of hidden Spriggans down there near the dragon, and chances are very high if we have like 12 or 16 mobs on us, which is what happens when you kill the little ones. I'm gonna live it, but everyone else will die around me, and then the healer will die, and that Night Fae pot stun ain't gonna help anybody. So what do you do here? This is the simplest way I can understand this route. You kill all the territorials here, not the Patriarch. You pull the Patriarch, this run ends now. We die. It's a wipe and we're running back. You pull the patrol. You don't pull the hatchlings. You do not pull the Patriarch. The Patriarch is a boss. We single pull that. If that was a shield pull, we would have died, because the Patriarch would have come in. That Patriarch will just eat me. There's no healing. This money adds, like, look at my bird stacks. I forget what it's called, but I have it on my weak aura now. That bird stack hurts. Our healer's pumping it though. Again, monk single target pretty good. Stay in the water. If I was on voice comms with them, I was like, stay in the water. Stay in the water. If you go up on the right there, hidden mobs. You go on the path, you're going to pull another bird. You go deeper, you're going to pull the hatchlings. Everyone knows. People are like trying to leave. I'm like, oh, you guys know this route? When I do this, sometimes people are like, where are you? They can't find me. Anyway, that's how you do that, right? You do everything at the top, and you do all the territorial birds and the patrol. No Patriarch, no hatchlings, no hidden Spriggans. That's it. And if you do that, you're going to come down here. We're going to kill this Matriarch, which is the boss on Fortified 10. This is harder than the boss downstairs. I'll take pred for her. Look at this health. You can stun that. That's my bad. You're supposed to stun that. Angry Shriek. I think that buffs her damage or something like that. Ouchies. And I believe I immuned right in the beginning. So I saved Divine Shield for this one bird. That's why you don't want to pull the other one, right? And so now things are going to get dicey because we're going to have spites. So I kind of free up the pack and let's keep going. Okay. She's about to die, right? And now we can take this other pack right here. It's going to be a Spriggan, a Moth, and maybe a couple Moths, and what's it called? And then some more birds, right? But you don't want to try to pull those all together. It's just going to hurt a lot. So this is where a lot of time goes into the other side. Again, if you save all your cooldowns to survive and the healer has some strong cooldowns, you could pull that entire beginning part at once. And in this case, everyone would, like on voice comms, I'll be like, I hope you guys have all your CCs ready for like these 50 shades they're going to spawn. But I could see pulling that entire first patrol, that entire first thing we did before we jumped down. Not all the birds, but like a lot of the birds all at once. Then jump down. I still think you need to slow foot pull the that matriarch is no joke. At higher keys, I imagine it's even more serious, right? And so we're going to get pride along this path. It's going to be both these moths and the next patrol. And I do what's I consider a control group as how I plan my routes. I need to know and memorize and warn and tell people this pack is pride, kill evenly, right? And be ready for spites. It's after this one, actually. So if you saw how I did the pride before this, we killed a pack we killed a patrol like this. I consider it the back patrol. It was the back patrol of these. That spawned pride. That's pretty safe. However, in this case, this one actually give us pride. There's one more little hidden pack, and they're pretty harmless. These do these little swirly things. It's like you kind of have to watch what's happening. The next pack is just regular old World of Warcraft face roll mobs, and gives us a very clean pride. I'm like looking at them. They're right in there. I'm considering pulling them in chain, but oh no! Oh, who's standing over there? The monk. I think this group knows they're there. I think they know. But again, I don't want 6. There they are. I don't want 6. I don't want 6 spites and pride, right? Oh my god, they don't jump down. Anyway, yeah, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Anyway, now I'm spamming. This is pride, right? So that's a control group. So it's slower, but you know what's slower than a control group, aka not chaining that in? Like you could pull this whole thing together. I could have pulled all 9. Would have been 9 spites, kind of popping in and out. And people would have been distracted, and you can't taunt them. If I could taunt all the spites onto me and immune them, that's fine, but you can't. So it turns into just chaos. Here's my control group, Pride. I will continue to do this until I'm running with a group that like just wants to go real fast, right? So look at this is the chaos with just 3 shades and Pride spawning, right? So I mean, imagine 9. It's not gonna work. This is how I will always pug. Is to have a very clean, simple control group where it's just 2 mobs, 3 mobs when possible. Spires, it's not possible. Many dungeons, it's not possible. You just always get these like Omega 6 packs that spawn pride in the middle by design, I'm sure, by Blizzard. But here, if you do my bird route that I just did, you get pride very safe spot. We're right at the bottom. I have all my cooldowns. Did I just lay on my hands? I don't know. Maybe that was a word of glory, but I'm just trying to heal up right before we go. Here we go. Get her. Not much to say here at the 10. We lost on top of it. This is the correct call. The traps spawn on you. So when it's a cluster F of melee, I think I ate that one, but it doesn't hurt. When it's a ton of melee people, the traps are a little sketch how they get arranged, right? And without voice comms, it's very hard to say that that's mine. But yeah, you have to kind of know which one you're going to take when you have to take the bomb. And something that's more for the DPS to handle is that chain lightning. I think a lot of people did that wrong. But that chain lightning really hurts on higher keys, but not so bad here. Okay, you can click that orb and you're already going upstairs. Saves like, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I missed it though. We killed it real quick though. That's a 1 phase, right? That's a 1 phase kill. We pretty much 1 phase killed all these bosses. I mean, the Manastorms, I think, is always 1 phase. Hakkar was 1 phase. And, what's her name? I call her Venari. She's not Venari. But that was 1 phase. So very clean so far. Not too chesting, right? but 620, if you've done the other side in this group should know it too, 620 is chilling. We could probably wipe twice and finish Mozala. You know, it's like he's a fast boss. I don't even know what happens if you wipe on a myth. I've never wiped this part. Do the totems reset? I don't know what happens. But anyway, remember way back when I did our little pep talk about what totem you're gonna go to? On the run back, which is long, I just hit auto run and I type sound off and I'm like, I'm front left. And everyone types what they're doing because everyone's just auto running back, right? Keep it fresh in your head, save cooldowns. Me and Monk, we go in front left. I always go front left. If there's another melee, they go front right. If there's another melee, that's sad. Because then they're going to have to run. But then the two ranged players, hopefully, are going to get the back left and right because they're just further back in general. It would be harder for them to run to the front. So that's just generally what makes sense, I think. We're going to pop some sort of mitigation for that. Soul something or whatever. You just whatever mitigation you got, put it up. Soul Crusher, yeah. So trying to sit in cons, trying to sit Shield the Righteous up, and Ardens into Guardians. However, if I was to bop myself or Divine Shield myself, it would kill the entire party. He would be like, there's no tank. And if no one's in melee of him tanking him, he does this AoE that kills everyone. So be careful. If I'm in a playful mood, I can kill the entire raid very easily with one button. One button. We Divine Shield to get Combat Meditation up, Avenging Wrath. The full glory of the Prot Paladin coming out. I mean, no lust or anything. I should go get that ball, but like, yeah, I was quick. I think that was touch of death, finger of death. Plus me, yeah, that was decent, right? Killed them real quick. The totem. I'm looking at the mage, and if that mage died and didn't finish it, it's not a big deal. We just do another phase, and ooh, that's single digit. That was 3% health, but they lived it, right? They lived it, which should mean that we're good to go. Just pump your full deeps here. There's no chance you have Lust back because we used it on who I'm going to just say Venari. I hate them all. Yeah, give them the business. And this Elemental Shaman is popping off. I'm sure... Actually, the mage might have used Combust on the totem. I don't know. But makes it look easy, doesn't it? What's all the fuss about the other side plus 10? It took me a long time to get this run time, so I did it many, many times. It was hard. And a lot of it is the birds, the pathing for the birds, and a single body pull in the birds can be a wipe or not get pred at the right time. And yeah, it's a thing. This one was one of the most challenging ones to get right, mostly for the Ardenweald pathing and the just toughness of the trash in the beginning. I die a lot to that. But today I didn't. And we plus 10'd. And now I must go home. I'll see you on the next video.